Hello traders, Gary Wagner here, just about 11:30 in Honolulu, 4:30 in New York. It is Wednesday, 8th day of November, 2017, and this is the Daily Report for Gold and Silver. Moderate upside swings in both gold and silver, with gold trading almost $6 higher in terms of a closing price, settling up $5.90 at $12.8170. Silver closing above 17 by 1 cent, 17.01, putting it up about 7 cents on the day, and modestly unchanged dollar, 94.74, and that puts it down about 6 points on the day. On today's show, we're going to have a little bit different of a take in that I want to discuss in detail a pattern coined by Steve Nissan called a scouting party. Take a look at our first set of charts. Traders, gold pricing today had a respectable gain, currently up about $6.60, trading at $1,282.40. What is important about today's upside move is not the fact that the market moved up $6 or $7. It is the fact that we have an effective close above former resistance. And traders, it is the fact that gold pricing closed above resistance that really is the most significant feature, I believe, of today's price action, because it gives us a setup of a pattern coined by Steve Nissan, simply called a scouting party. Now, to understand the relevance of a scouting party as it relates to candlesticks, you have to understand the key distinction between the Western trader and the Eastern trader in terms of their priorities. How a Western trader views the market, the most important relationship is typically a relationship between closing prices. So that when I say the Dow Jones Industrial Average closed up 100 points, you intrinsically know that I'm referring to today's close in reference to yesterday's close. That close-to-close relationship is what is of vital importance. To the Eastern trader, the importance doesn't fall on a close-to-close relationship. Rather, it is a relationship between where the market opens and where the market closes. So, for example, this large green candle represents the market opening near the lows and closing near the highs, because that is significant in that the bulls were able to dominate price action during the trading day and conclude unscathed, so to speak. And that's why we look at, on a closing basis, whether or not the price point has moved above a former level of resistance. Now, as I'm sure you're quite aware of, over the last couple of weeks, we have seen gold trade in this narrow and defined trading range with resistance firmly pegged between 1280, 1281 in that area. And then on the support side, we can see strong levels of support at around 1265. We can see that on a closing basis, and you can look at the real bodies to ascertain that. Market closed here, market closed here. On a closing basis, there have been only 2 occasions in which price point has gone above this resistance line. One is today. The other one is Monday. However, on Monday's action, that was followed by yesterday's slight decline in which price point moved back into resistance. If in fact we see follow-through buying over the next couple of days, we do have a setup for what's called a scouting party. A scouting party is simply where the bulls are testing the fortitude of the bearish intent as they move a price point above resistance. Now, the key is whether or not it forms a beachhead. And what a beachhead is the point in which you effectively take that price point over. We can see another example of a scouting party in terms of a historical reference in gold right in here. Let me put a line in which we had a series of trading days in which we had defined resistance at 1300. This, in fact, came after failed attempts at 1300. Here we have our scouting party in which the market moves briskly above the resistance area, and thereby you get a shift in polarity, in essence, turning this particular price point here, 1300, from resistance to support. And you can absolutely see the supportive action as this market moved to higher ground. My belief is that we could be witnessing a similar setup today, And if we see that beachhead formed and a follow through, that is a point in which I would look to issue a buy signal. However, if like yesterday, over the next couple of days, price action moves back into the resistance area, that of course would negate the pattern. It is because of those factors that we have the first real indications of a potential upside move in gold pricing, silver pricing also, and we are flat, but we will look very closely over the next couple of days to see if a beachhead is formed. If it is, we will issue a buy signal, and that will be through SMS text message, along with our trade alert sent out via email. Traders, as you can see from today's video, there are unique insights that are only available when you view the technical analysis through the eyes of our Eastern trader counterpart. As we talked about, one of the key and I believe most relevant differences is the relationship between an open close of a trading session and the fact that they put their weight on that as opposed to a close to close relationship, as we talked about during today's technical studies. As such, we certainly have the makings of a potential scouting party, which means we have the potential to see a breakout to the upside in which former resistance becomes support. This has been Gary Wagner, wishing you as always good trading. We'll talk to you tomorrow for another daily update and review. Bye-bye.